ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aaron Nix, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Colossus Coastal Clash 2. We have an absolutely jam-packed St. John's Church and Community Centre here in Margate, and oh baby, are we gonna kick things off in style with one half of arguably the most prominent and exciting tag team of British wrestling today. Chuck Mambo is here, representing the Sunshine Machine. Good vibes, good times aplenty here for the Lacey posse to get behind. Yours truly, yes indeed, Chuck Mambo, ladies and gentlemen. Magnificent Matt Raven is at ringside, by the way, capturing all the photography. Check him out on the PWC socials. A lot of love here for one of the most vibrant and exciting young men in all of British professional wrestling, and somebody who is so well decorated it beggars belief. Wearing the Space Jam tribute is Chuck Mambo today here at Pro Wrestling Colossus. Certainly love themselves some Chuck Mambo, but you want to talk about the antithesis of one half of the Sunshine Machine. Let's talk about the biggest, the baddest, 285-pound, 6'6" of raw, big country protein. Here comes the beef, big country, Ben McDonald. Big country, of course. That sink or swim eliminating more people than anyone else. Is that really a surprise when you just look at the goddamn size of him? Bigger. Ain't nobody bad. Hell, I would know personally just how bad Ben McDonald is. Had the pleasure of tagging with Big Country himself one time down in Kent. This is a meaty specimen, a whopper of a unit, and the Lacey posse of a rather interesting reaction to Big Country Ben McDonald. Next reception for the big man here, of course, a local favourite, local produce indeed. We're about to have a whopper singles contest to open up. Coastal Clash 2.
Alright, ring the bell!
Yes, here we go. Referee asks for the bell, the bell rings, and here we go. I think Ben McDonald not appreciating the untimely ringing of the bell, but here we go. Big Country Ben McDonald versus Chuck Mambo.
Shut up right now!
What little love that Ben McDonald may have had coming into this singles matchup has just been eradicated courtesy of his bad attitude.
Feed them to the goals, you say?
Feed them to the goals is the cry, of course, from the Lacey posse. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Colossus is aplenty. Here we go. Coastal Clash 2 opens up with a collar and elbow tie between Big Country Ben McDonald, the rather sizable man in the black tank top, versus Chuck Mambo. And it'll be interesting to see if Chuck Mambo's experience as a...
Are you stupid, mate? You're supposed to count. Come on, mate. Also, hey, don't make a big deal out of this, bluff. Go and sit down.
Well, if anyone's going to make a big deal, it would be Big Country and Nicole, who's in an extremely bad mood here at Coastal Clash 2, ladies and gentlemen. Following on the start once again, as I mentioned, Ben McDonald in the workers' jeans and boots. Black tank top, of course, versus Chuck Mambo in the ever-colourful Sunshine Machine colours. Big Ben McDonald making his presence felt at the expense of Chuck Mambo here, making it very clear, one chop and I can have
Slug
you
on the bottom lip, mate, stupid.
on the floor. And McDonald is in an extremely bad mood, and a very vocal mood, might I add. Go behind by Chuck Mambo, looking to isolate the mighty oak of professional wrestling, the big old tree that is Ben McDonald. And Ben McDonald, look at the power there. Knuckle control. Takes Chuck Mambo down to the floor. The armbar at 5. I've used this line many a time in professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. But when it comes to people like Ben McDonald, there aren't many people like Ben McDonald, I assure you. the mediocre becomes monstrous. Just like that shoulder tackle right there as Chuck Mambo looks to slip up the big man himself. Leapfrog attempt, but gets caught in midair. Drops right on his back. Ben McDonald is looking to take Mambo up and over, but he's able to escape. Chuck Mambo did get this far in his career by escaping from individuals like Ben McDonald. He'd rather step up to the task and go toe to toe, and certainly he's giving Ben McDonald a run around here of the flying forearm right to the face, courtesy of Chuck Mambo. And Ben McDonald is retreating to the outside. Chuck Mambo putting up a head of steam, lovely drop kick right through the second and bottom rope. And Chuck Mambo knows that he's got to throw every single bit of his arsenal at Big Ben McDonald if he's going to be successful here at Coastal Clash 2, and he lights up the big man on the outside with palm strikes and knife edge chops. Even the hard care isn't safe, ladies and gentlemen. Big Ben McDonald is in the house. Yep. I do believe we recognise our good buddy Keith there from Rumble Wrestling Promotions joining the party. The Lacey posse, ever growing, ever stronger. A big old boo right to the face. And you can see raw rage, raw animalistic power from Big Country Ben McDonald. Chuck Mambo looks to be far worse for wear, despite being the man who initiated the clash on the outside. The clash 2, ladies and gentlemen, St. John's is right to the rafters as Chuck Mambo looking for a drop toe hold, now kicking the leg out, very smart, but Big Ben McDonald is having none of it. He just picks up Chuck Mambo like, oh my god, a strike right to the face, picked him up like a bag of trash being discarded. Vicious knife edge chop. Chuck Mambo looking to duck and weave, a lot of counter wrestling here. Gets hold of Big Ben McDonald and is looking to go up to the top rope. Ben McDonald says nothing doing with a violent knife edge chop to the chest. Pinfall, all of that massive frame across the chest of Chuck Mambo, but he does kick out before the freak out. Violent clothesline in the corner. Got an average man crashing into a side walk slam right in the middle of the ring. Pinfall now, and Big Ben McDonald taking a little bit too much time maybe to cover Chuck Mambo, not getting enough body on body, which is frankly unforgivable when you're the size of Ben McDonald. I remember watching this man when he first broke into professional wrestling. He had all the tools, all the size, all the skills, but my god, has he become magnificent over the last 2 or 3 years in British professional wrestling. Truly one of the best big men in the business. Speaking of best in the business, see Matt Raven there with his cap. Good god almighty. Matt Raven certainly would have got a lovely image of that as Chuck Mambo gets a life-size skillet handprint across his chest and a vicious Irish whip into the turnbuckle. And this is the pace that Big Country Ben McDonald likes to set. Slow, methodical, violent destruction. And now just driving all of his weight into the lower back of Chuck Mambo. And let's be honest, you take away the core of someone like Chuck Mambo, and he is going to be, well, frankly, futile in his efforts. He's not going to be nearly as devastating, nearly as explosive, nearly as athletic as he can be. Once again, Big Ben McDonald just driving all that weight into the spine of Chuck Mambo. John's Church and the Velocity Posse not impressed, watching their hero Chuck Mambo being dismantled, and Big Country's going right back to the well, maybe one too often as Chuck Mambo turned around an inadvertent low blow. He says it is an accident, unfortunately, due to the general collision that has happened there, and now Chuck Mambo looking to build up a head of steam and a lovely back elbow, trying to drive all of his body, looking to build up a head of steam once again. So he's running to the opposite corner so he can get more traction, but unfortunately Ben McDonald plucked him out of midair and a humongous slam to the floor. Nothing fancy about what Ben McDonald's doing right there, stuffing that humongous boot right across the throat of Chuck Mambo. Got a 2 count.
You wanted so much!
Chuck Mambo being disregarded to the outside. Ben McDonald is quite content to take a count-out victory here. Right in front of the Lacey posse is Chuck Mambo. with plenty of time to spare, my eye. Knife edge shot once again. Chop Mambo once again looking to light up the big man. Absolutely no fear, looking for a scoop slam, and I have to say nothing doing there with the sizable weight and power advantage. Ben McDonald regains control of his match quite nicely with an Irish whip and a back elbow right across the face of Chop Mambo, who is reeling and rocking, and across the chest, and Chop Mambo able to get his shoulder off the canvas, and maybe, just maybe, because Ben McDonald didn't get all of his body weight across the chest of Chop Mambo.
You like him so much.
Oh, come on. Well, Ben McDonald just spat in the face of Chop Mambo. I understand trying to get one up, and I understand mind games, but that is disgusting, frankly. And it certainly looks to have fired up Chop Mambo as Mambo pulls down the ropes, and Ben McDonald goes to the outside. But credit to him, his athleticism stays on the ring apron, but Chop Mambo looking to build. He's in the ascendancy, and he was, oh no. I think he might be looking for a drop kick, and he gets a knife edge right across the chest. Big Ben McDonald, very agile for his size. Mambo comes in, goes up and over, lands on his feet on the outside, and Ben McDonald with a big boot sends Chop Mambo crashing to the outside. Like a big old Mack truck, a big meaty protein factory, stopping that humongous brown boot right into the face of Chop Mambo. And he answered the last 10 count. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to answer this 10 count, as the Lossy Posse tries feed him to the goals. But right now, the only person who looks to be gold feed out here is Chop Mambo after that violent big boot.
I don't know if you noticed, but he's out cold. Now I swear to God, if you keep cheering his name, you're as stupid as I thought you were.
As I mentioned, an extremely bad mood, very vocal this afternoon. No love lost for the audience, no love lost for the Lossy Posse. Chop Mambo. Someone might need a spatula to get him off the canvas, to get him off the floor, shall I say, but credit to him. Chop Mambo just able to answer the 10 count.
Yeah, you wanted this.
Well, Ben McDonald, I think, just about has had enough of Chop Mambo and is looking to finish this portion of the Coach of Clash 2 story, but Chop Mambo able to escape. Knife edge shot once again. Seems to have done well for him. Big old clothesline, but Ben McDonald doesn't go down. Mambo up to the second rope, double axe handle. Takes Ben McDonald down to one knee. Knife edge drop again. Desperately, like a lumberjack, looking to chop him down. And Ben McDonald, for a moment there, was off center. And now a double axe handle once again. Ben McDonald is down, but he's up so quickly. Chop Mambo now. Another vicious knife edge chop and a clothesline once again, and every time he makes such vicious contact with Ben McDonald, the big man is up so quickly. He's up once again, but Mambo off the top rope, went to the well one too often. Choke slam incoming, look out. Mambo able to counter, had that one scouted, and thank God for him, because that would have been game over. A springboard, crossbody from the outside to the inside, 2 count. Oh my God, I tell you what, 2 count only, but Ben McDonald, the first serious trouble we've seen him in, almost got counted out for 3, and now Mambo, look at the power, has got Ben McDonald up for a scoop slam. Didn't get all of it, but still an impressive showing, and a 2 count only. It was an incredible feat of strength from Chop Mambo to get Ben McDonald up into the rafters, so to speak. And as I said, didn't get all of it enough though, and frankly, I'm still damn impressed. And now Mambo looking for some patented offense, and every time Ben McDonald seems to put on the brakes, Mambo has an answer for that. Beautiful use of the ropes into a springboard hurricane runner, takes Ben McDonald into the corner. Super kick on the money, and Chop Mambo is in the ascendancy. Timber indeed. The big oak has fallen, and now Mambo looking for a springboard. He was looking for a springboard splash, but unfortunately nobody was home, and a discus lariat. Forget about it. Big, meaty collision. That's going to be all, but Chop Mambo somehow gets his shoulder off the canvas before the count of 3. Posse barely believe what they've just seen after that violent collision. Ben McDonald down near beheaded. Chop Mambo was still able to answer before the 3 count, looking for a big old sidewalk slam. Beautiful counter, tilt-a-whirl into a reverse DDT. Scorpion death drop by Chuck Mambo, but Ben McDonald wisely able to roll away before Chuck Mambo was able to make a pinfall. And Mambo, as you can see, has absorbed so much punishment and not capitalize and cover Ben McDonald, or at least drag him back for a pinfall attempt. And now we have a double count out on our hands potentially, as our referee is up to 5. Both Mambo and Ben McDonald got a vicious palm strike uppercut. Oh my God, double palm strike from Mambo, and again another one from Ben McDonald, and Chuck Mambo somehow able to absorb all of this punishment. Good God almighty. The portion of Chuck Mambo's soul just left his body there, but he's coming back with multiple palm strikes this time. Ben McDonald shoves him off, looks for a strike, and Mambo is just coming back, just keeps coming like a rabid dog, desperately trying to chop down the tree, look for a shotgun drop kick. Ben McDonald caught him flush in the middle of the ring, and now the Boston Crab is applied. Submission hold applied by Ben McDonald to Chuck Mambo. I've got to say, I'm impressed with both men's efforts in this opening matchup, but I'm particularly impressed with Ben McDonald's gas tank. He has gone toe-to-toe with Chuck Mambo, who many people would argue in terms of experience, in terms of athleticism, would probably have an edge, but in terms of raw power and raw devastation, Ben McDonald proving why he is arguably the best big man in British wrestling. Holy cow, he just dropped all of his body weight through that double stomp. You even saw him slip, and ultimately that caused even more damage to Chuck Mambo. And of course this is over, but Chuck Mambo escapes. Victory roll by Chuck Mambo. Chuck Mambo has just stolen one right out from underneath Big Ben McDonald's gigantic nostrils. Good God almighty, credit to Chuck Mambo. He has just beaten Big Country in the middle of the ring here at Coastal Clash 2. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want an example of what it means to stay in the fight, this was right here. For many, many portions of that matchup, it looked like Big Country Ben McDonald was going to give the Lossy Posse a bad time to open up Coastal Clash 2. But unfortunately, for Ben McDonald, Chuck Mambo caught him flush, the experience advantage. He was able to counter the powerbomb attempt, and Chuck Mambo has picked up a win to open up Coastal Clash 2. Well, an adoring bit of that. Wait, whoa, what the hell is going on here? And oh, come on, well, Chuck Mambo being assaulted here. An absolute blindside.
Alright, Colossus! Hey, Tristan! Tell me who you are!
I'm the evergreen Tristan Stone!
Tell them who I am!
The Sea King Alex Torres!
Tell them who we are!
The Besties of Destruction!
Specifically, we are the greatest active tag team on the whole southeastern scene. Because over in Planet Pro Wrestling Academy, you know, big leagues, we have an undisputed, undefeated record of 1 win and 0 losses. That's right, baby!
100%! The numbers don't lie, baby!
Numbers don't lie, and tonight they spell disaster for Chuck Mambo.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I hear you.
Get a load of that.
But the thing is, guys, I'm getting it. I'm like you. I mean, I'm really pretty. I'm sick of wrestling. I have a girlfriend. Besides that, I'm just like you guys. I love catching wrestling. The problem is, in 2025, especially in Pro Wrestling Colossus, these tag teams are so two-faced.
Yeah,
there ain't nobody who would start their own tag partner for their own singles run. So tell me, Mambo, how's that singles run going?
Yeah, go on, buddy. Tell us. Come on. Come on. Come on, Mambo.
The greatest team, you know what? Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely
No real friends in tag team wrestling anymore. That's why you need the Besties of Destruction. We are going to fix tag team wrestling with a little bit of flavor, a lot of bad behavior, and all eyes on us!
Well, the Besties of Destruction have made themselves felt here at Coastal Clash 2, assaulting Mambo from behind, might I add. The question was asked of how's that singles run going. Obviously, Mambo looking to break away from Sunshine Machine and make a name for himself as a singles wrestler. Did just that with a fantastic win over Big Ben McDonald. But bottom line here is that the Besties of Destruction have made their presence felt. And you gotta wonder what the reaction from Mambo is going to be going forward.
Get up, Mambo!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Coastal Clash 2 here at Colossus. The Lacey posse is about to be treated to something particularly bombastic, and nobody is more bombastic and more arrogant than ASHMORE, ladies and gentlemen, who has made his presence felt quite a bit as of late here at Colossus. You might remember he was part of that four-way at Troubled Waters where he stole the victory over SJ Randal, and we thought SJ Randal might have gotten his revenge when he eliminated ASHMORE from the Rumble, of course. Back at Sink or Swim, and unfortunately the referee was unsighted, and ASHMORE took advantage of that to re-enter the Rumble and eliminate SJ Randal. ASHMORE very much has been the thorn in the side of SJ Randal as of late, as far as Colossus is concerned, and quite a mute response, a lack of respect from our lofty party here towards ASHMORE, and understandably so. A man who has frankly conducted himself in a very poor manner since his arrival here at Colossus. But he's not coming alone, ladies and gentlemen, and boy has he got two tag team partners who can truly lay claim to being some of the best in the game. Mark Trew, Kieran Lacey. I remember them, of course, as TWA. Trew and Lacey are mugs is one of the times in the Lacey party. I assure you, these two ain't no mugs on the professional wrestling landscape. Arguably, pound for pound, the most exciting, most improved, and dare I say, the best professional wrestling tag team in Britain right now. Trew and Lacey are literally everywhere on the wrestling landscape, wrestling in front of thousands of people for Evolution Pro Wrestling, wrestling of course for Pro Wrestling Noah, coming fresh off a tour of Japan. Trew and Lacey have been there and done it all. It really has been the year of Trew and Lacey.
this afternoon. Shut up.
Well, their opponents, ladies and gentlemen, are very well known to the Lacey posse, and maybe there's going to be an opportunity for redemption for at least one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the odds-on favourite, Alex Aces. Yes, indeed. When money is at the table, you best believe that Alex Aces is looking to even the odds. This is going to be one monumental matchup for Alex Aces, looking to knock off the combination of ASHMORE and Trew and Lacey, but Alex Aces has really impressed and has been ever present here at Colossus. Alex Aces, a product of the Battle Pro Wrestling Academy, certainly has proven to be arguably one of the best products to ever come out of that professional wrestling academy. Alex Aces truly has become an all-time favourite, an instant classic, many people might add. True ace in the hole is Alex Aces. He's going to have it all to do to try and temper the ferocious offense of Trew and Lacey and ASHMORE, one of the most devastating trios I've seen, but he's not coming alone, ladies and gentlemen. And we want to talk about technicians. We're going to see a very special technician later on, but a pro wrestling engineer at her finest. Ronnie Knox may very well be the best technical wrestler in the women's game today, but she loves herself some intergender wrestling action. She's going to have all she can handle here in the 6-person tag team matchup. Ronnie Knox has come prepared. Going to need one hell of a pair of gloves to deal with just Trew and Lacey alone, much less ASHMORE. Ronnie Knox looks up for it, and by the way,
up, you mug.
bad attitude from Mark Trew, as you'd expect. But here comes the final individual for this team, the final piece of the puzzle, the headliner himself, SJ Randal. And we'll be looking for redemption here, ladies and gentlemen, against ASHMORE, who, as I said earlier, has been a thorn in the side of SJ Randal, the ever-present of Colossus. Truly the heart and soul of everything that we have achieved here at Colossus is SJ Randal, fired up, ready to go, still in magnificent condition. And Mark Trew, when he's just finally moving after taking a seat on the top rope since his entrance. The headliner SJ Randal is here, he's ready to go, and he is quite frankly looking to put Trew, Lacey, and particularly ASHMORE back in the sea. He will most definitely want to feed them to the goals.
Give us a bunch of traps, alright?
Trew, Lacey, and ASHMORE momentarily about to face
Which one of you mugs are starting then?
the pro wrestling engineer Ronnie Knox,
I'll start, right?
Alex Aces, and SJ Randal.
Give me that board mug. I'll go, yeah,
Conversation here as to who's going to open up. Come on! Well, I would expect nothing less from Trew and Lacey, and especially ASHMORE, absolutely jumping the gun, taking hold of Ronnie Knox and Alex Aces. I do believe that Alex Aces is going to start this matchup. I believe it was Mark Trew who was looking for it. Oh my God, a big spear takedown by SJ Randal. SJ Randal's not going to have any of that, but here in Lacey, the numbers game paying dividends right now. They seem to have isolated their opponents quite nicely. And here in Lacey, and Mark Trew, suplex, looking for that suplex powerbomb combination, using ASHMORE as the third part of the puzzle. And a lung blower driving both of his knees into the spine of SJ Randal. And this is not the start that SJ Randal certainly would have wanted. And whether you like it or not, Mark Trew, Kieran Lacey, and ASHMORE, that Pearl Harbor at the beginning of this matchup has paid dividends. And looks like the referee, the referee has thrown this matchup out, and that is bad news, or at least.
Bring the bell, Red, I'm ready. Bring the bell, Red. Ring the bell, Red, boys. I've got this, ring the bell.
Well, Mark Trew demanding they ring the bell. It looks like SJ Randal is in no condition to compete after this assault, and the referee, our official here, asking for some support for SJ Randal, and I think SJ Randal might be cooked, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, as far as this 6-person tag team matchup is concerned.
Look at this clown. Look at this clown. He reminds me just like every single one of you mugs, yeah?
Mark Trew certainly very happy with his handiwork, and as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, SJ Randal in no condition to compete after that violent assault before the matchup had even begun, and that is a damn shame. And from what I can tell, looks like it's going to be a 3-on-2 handicap matchup now, which is a damn shame if you're Ronnie Knox or Alex Aces. They certainly know what it's like to be against the odds, as well as being the odds-on favourite. And Alex Aces now is looking to make an example of Mark Trew. Here we go, it's going to be Alex Aces and Mark Trew to start things out in a 3-on-2 handicap tag team matchup. A humongous atomic drop by Alex Aces and a palm strike to the face, and now a big old back body drop. Alex Aces sends Mark Trew up and over. Kieran Lacey has the tag, so does Ronnie Knox. Big old open hand strike from Ronnie Knox. He's not going to back down from Kieran Lacey. Up to the midsection, and Ronnie Knox is looking to go to town. A lot of fire, a lot of passion, a lot of desire by Ronnie Knox, but Kieran Lacey puts the brakes on immediately. Irish whip to the corner, reversed by Ronnie Knox, who follows him straight in with a European uppercut. And now Nox extremely popular here. Cravat applied, now just driving that knee right across the skull, right across the face, and Kieran Lacey being worn out by pro wrestling's finest engineer. Another vicious knee lift, and Kieran Lacey has no idea where he is, and look out, exploder suplex trap with the bridge of the pin and a 2 count only, and wow, Ronnie Knox is wearing out Kieran Lacey here in this tag team matchup, and alternative dragon screw just wipes out the knee of Kieran Lacey, and this is what Ronnie Knox does. She methodically wears people down, makes the tag to Alex Aces, back to Kieran Lacey into the corner, and in a 3-on-2 handicap disposition. This is what they're going to have to do, otherwise they're going to be in serious trouble because the numbers do not lie. It's 3-on-2 as an axe handle is delivered by Alex Aces to Kieran Lacey. European uppercut in the corner, and how about Alex Aces, who has been all 6 in the 7s, ladies and gentlemen, since the beginning of this matchup. Certainly has played his cards very nicely at the hands of Trew and Lacey, and this is very smart tag team wrestling by Knox and Alex Aces, as Knox is the legal competitor in this matchup. Trew certainly does not look impressed with what's going on right now. Kieran Lacey has been isolated. Ronnie Knox looking to debilitate that left arm of Kieran Lacey. Very smart, looking to apply a submission, no doubt, as this match goes on. And once again, there's a legal tag to Alex Aces, who gets a jawbreak for his shoulders. Oh my God! Well, Ronnie Knox just got blasted off the top rope and almost landed in the ugliest of fashions. Irish whip reversal, tag made without Alex Ace's awareness into Gory and a chop block, and now Trew and Lacey are going to do what Trew and Lacey do best as they tag ASHMORE, and now all 3 competitors in the ring make a wish indeed, as Alex Aces is getting whipped from pillar to post, and now it's going to be sent up into the fireman's carry courtesy of ASHMORE, who is now the legal man here in this matchup. And ASHMORE, with a Death Valley driver, maintaining his hold of that fireman's carry, rolls right over the top of Trew and Lacey. Stunning tag team offense and a 2 count only. But Alex Aces is in serious trouble now. Oh, how quickly the tide has come in for Alex Aces here. Coastal Clash 2, violent kick to the spine. 1 count only. Referee took his sweet time getting down to the floor, and now this time 2 count. ASHMORE working over Alex Aces, makes the tag to Kieran Lacey. A true technician, a true violent assassin of the game. That headbutt had some seriously violent disposition on it, and now a chin lock applied right across the face of Alex Aces. And oh man, Kieran Lacey now looking to take full advantage, wrenching at the nostrils and a headbutt as well. And he's a mean, nasty man, is Kieran Lacey, and the only one who's his equal in that psychology is, of course, his tag team partner, Trew. Big old splash out of the corner. He's the legal man, deep pinfall attempt, 2 count only, and Trew giving our referee all he can handle.
Come on, Alex.
Trew.
Come on, Alex.
A slap across the face, and Alex Aces replies immediately. Alex Aces does not appreciate the lack of respect. He's been disrespected since the day he walked in here at Colossus, but a beautiful snap German from the go-behind by Trew tags in ASHMORE. Alex Aces cut off at the pass once again, and a headbutt to the midsection. It seems pretty obvious what's going on here. Double underhook now from ASHMORE into a beautiful backbreaker. Stunning technician, stunning athleticism, stunning high impact offense from ASHMORE to Alex Aces. Truly one of the most underrated talents in all of the British wrestling scene, but I'll tell you what isn't underrated, his lack of good attitude, his lack of goodwill here at Colossus. ASHMORE has made himself known very well. Then he snapped suplex, and now tags in Trew. Trew measures Alex Aces, drills his foot right into the chest, and Alex Aces had his midsection and his chest worn out by this vicious trio of Trew and Lacey and ASHMORE. And speaking of Trew and Lacey, here comes Kieran Lacey with a vicious elbow right across the spine. Tag back to Trew. You're going to see a lot of fluid tags when it comes to the best in the game as far as I'm concerned. The tag team wrestling Trew and Lacey, and that covers some serious ground when you consider who works here at Colossus. They were looking for patented double team offense, the spear and knee combination, which we've seen so many times from Trew and Lacey. Meanwhile, Alex Ace is able to escape and now has an opportunity to tag in a fresh Ronnie Knox. But you might have noticed ASHMORE's lurking in the background. The referee's unsighted and, oh come on, ASHMORE dragging Ronnie Knox off the apron. No tag made, unfortunately. Referee was unsighted, unfortunately. And now we're looking for more patented Trew and Lacey here. Suplex into the power bomb, but Mark Trew, look at the power, able to lift him right back up. But Alex Aces counters with a head scissors and sends Trew right into Lacey. Alex Aces has got to make a tag in this 3-on-2 matchup. ASHMORE once again going round to, oh come on, and ASHMORE once again.
You got no one to tag, baby.
Well, ASHMORE making it very clear that he is going to bend every rule and he is going to make sure that Alex Aces remains isolated. And oh, wait a minute. Well, Alex Aces, ASHMORE said you've got nobody to tag. SJ Randall's music is playing, and dare I say, SJ Randal, despite the assault from earlier on in this matchup, is not going to allow that to remove him entirely from this equation. The headliner is dragging himself back out here. I'm not sure how wise a move that is, but SJ Randal says make the tag. The tag is made and the headliner is in, and he wants a piece of ASHMORE here at Coastal Clash 2. Power slam position. Snake eyes delivered by SJ Randal, and a big boot takes out ASHMORE, and you saw him favouring the spine from that assault earlier on in this matchup to open things up, and now SJ Randal with a huge flying senton. Obviously that back has had some sort of miracle work. Obviously our medical staff have done a great job here with SJ Randal. He's got ASHMORE up. ASHMORE able to escape, sends SJ Randal into the corner. Randal gets the elbow up. Vicious knife edge chop. Knuckle locks applied. Randal is going up to the top rope and he's going to skin the cat quite beautifully. And a lovely head scissors takes ASHMORE up and over. Randal has just about had enough of ASHMORE. How about that? A spear just cut him right in half. That could be it. And oh my God, ASHMORE somehow able to kick out of that spear at the nick of time. Meanwhile, Kieran Lacey is in, and SJ Randal says, one for you, two, sunshine. A scoop slam. Mark Trew gets one of his own. And SJ Randal is cooking here, and it's now time for Alex Aces to return. Alex Aces immediately tags in Ronnie Knox, looking to exercise some longevity in that 5-count, and now all three competitors kicking an opponent up to the corner, and it's going to be 10 blows aplenty for this team of SJ Randal, Ronnie Knox and Alex Aces, excuse me. Trew, Lacey and ASHMORE being worn out in alternative corners here. 10 of the best, courtesy of Randal, Aces and Knox. Oh, meanwhile, look out. Alex Aces looking to ascend to the top. Speaking of ascending, by the way, Ronnie Knox is the one who's ascended to the top. Trew Lacey, look out! Ronnie Knox off the top to the outside. Absolutely risking life and limb to wipe out one of the best tag teams in the country. All of a sudden, there is renewed confidence in this team as the odds have finally been even, and Alex Aces will be happier than anyone else when it comes to odds being even here at Colossus. SJ Randal looking to build a head of steam. Meanwhile, ASHMORE rolls in behind him. ASHMORE doing what he does best, sneaking up behind people. And oh my God, a vicious backcracker sent him up, almost a lung buster of sorts, driving those two knees right into the spine of SJ Randal, and ASHMORE has wiped out Randal once again with a very move, by the way, which disabled him for this matchup at the beginning. But the side of suplex applied. Springboard moonsault, lovely lion saw by Alex Aces. And now, oh, Mark Trew looking to build up a header. Oh my God! Torpedo headbutt catches him flush. And now, oh look out, Ronnie Knox, beautiful tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Mark Trew puts the brakes on, sends her back up. And look out, Ronnie Knox able to counter into a beautiful tornado DDT. Absolutely stunning. And now Kieran Lacey with a flying headbutt to the midsection of Ronnie Knox. It is all action here at Coastal Clash 2. And oh man, Stun Dog Millionaire, excuse me, for Ronnie Knox. They got me all 6 instead of, oh, come on, ASHMORE, do what he does best once again. Just blindsiding Ronnie Knox as she was building momentum in this 6-person tag team matchup. ASHMORE with Irish whip to Ronnie Knox, sends her in, and Ronnie Knox able to counter. Russian leg sweep, beautifully applied by the engineer. Looking for a backside, I think, maybe. Oh no, look at that, backpack special here. Looking for the gory bomb is Ronnie Knox to ASHMORE. How about that for power, by the way, considering the size disadvantage. Kieran Lacey is able to break up the pinfall. Kieran Lacey was looking to send Ronnie Knox to the outside. She reversed and sends Kieran Lacey out. Alex Aces is now the legal man, tagged in by Ronnie Knox once again. Ronnie Knox, the veteran, directing some traffic here. Alex Aces, Kieran Lacey has wiped out Ronnie Knox, and meanwhile, I think, Alex Aces was looking for sliced bread number 1. But now he's been caught in a tree of woe. Vicious headbutt right to the midsection. Mark Trew has been tagged in. Oh boy, this is bad news if you're Alex Aces. Patented suplex into the powerbomb, and I think they're looking for that 6-man tag team maneuver that they delivered to SJ Randal at the beginning of this match. So Alex Aces is folded up. Mark Trew, Kieran Lacey and ASHMORE pick up the win in this 6-person tag team matchup. Can't fault the heart, the desire, the true fight of Alex Aces, Ronnie Knox, and particularly SJ Randal. And now, oh, come on. Well, a win wasn't enough. ASHMORE, Trew, and Lacey looking to wear down Alex Aces, and Ronnie Knox looking to get herself some. And unfortunately, the numbers game once again paying dividends, just like it did last time. Ronnie Knox and Alex Aces being worn out by Trew, Lacey, and ASHMORE. Randal dragging himself back into the ring. Mark Trew cuts him off at the pass, but SJ Randal counters with a suplex of his own, and now SJ Randal, he's fired up and wants a slice of ASHMORE.
I'm gonna finish you.
SJ Randal clearly has had enough of ASHMORE, gets him up for a fireman's carry, but Trew and Lacey are dragging ASHMORE out, saving him from the well-deserved wrath of SJ Randal.
I'll get you next time, Randal.
Well, ASHMORE certainly made his presence felt. The bottom line is ASHMORE, Trew and Lacey have picked up the win here this afternoon, and SJ Randal is going to have to wait another day to get some revenge on ASHMORE. A valiant effort, particularly from Ronnie Knox and Alex Aces, for a large portion of that matchup had to deal with a 3-on-2 handicap advantage. And SJ Randal making sure that these two get their props here at Colossus. A valiant effort. Unfortunately, a losing effort here at Coastal Clash 2. Still suffering the effects of that vicious triple team combination that started out this matchup. Credit to SJ Randal, showed a lot of fight, a lot of heart and a lot of desire to return to this matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Coastal Clash 2, presented to you by Colossus. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lossy Posse are about to see a rather unfortunate grudge match, because here comes TK Cooper. I mentioned, of course, one half of Sunshine Machine earlier on today, and Chuck Mambo, but TK Cooper and Chuck Mambo, particularly when Colossus is concerned, have been carving out rather impressive singles runs for themselves. We saw Chuck Mambo, of course, knock off Big Country McDonald earlier today in our opener, and TK Cooper with a mixed reception, and understandably so for the Lossy Posse, ladies and gentlemen. Jordon breaks his opponent this afternoon. say, Jordon Breaks, his opponent for this matchup, has rapidly gone from being one of TK Cooper's best friends to being arguably, in his eyes particularly, in TK Cooper's eyes should I say, somewhat of a nemesis. There's been a lot of miscommunication throughout the years here at Colossus. Unfortunately, both men have accidentally taken each other out, untoward might I add, or allegedly untoward, and unfortunately that all came to a head last time out at the Sink or Swim Rumble. Here comes Jordon Breaks, ladies and gentlemen, the ever-present favourite of Colossus, and obviously, as you can see, with the energy being brought to this beautiful, beautiful arena of sorts here by the Lacey posse, and Jordon Breaks and TK Cooper are about to settle their issues in the best way possible in a one-on-one matchup. Everything came to a head at the Sink or Swim Rumble, and unfortunately, due to their emotions getting the best of them, they were both eliminated courtesy of Big Country Ben McDonald, who we mentioned earlier, picked up the most eliminations in that matchup. Hardly a surprise when you consider the sheer size of Ben McDonald. But Margate's own Jordon Breaks, obviously the hometown favourite here at St. John's Church and Community Centre at Coastal Clash 2, and momentarily we are going to have a singles matchup between the greatest technician in my estimation in Britain today, Jordon Breaks, versus arguably the most well-rounded professional wrestler in Britain in TK Cooper.
Very natural, very organic chant. I appreciate it a lot.
Well, TK Cooper certainly seems to be in a better mood than he has been in recent months. As Jordon Breaks, and both of these men, I guess, have decided the best way to settle this is in the ring. Singles matchup on tap. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and maybe the bad blood that spilled out of Sink or Swim is going to be rectified in this singles matchup. There's only one way you should be setting any differences in professional wrestling. TK Cooper says, shake my hand, and Jordon Breaks says, maybe not. Well, TK Cooper offered his hand, and Jordon Breaks says we're going to wrestle first and we're going to see how things go. And I hope Matt Raven's right on the outside. Quite a big meaty man in his own right. No idea what he's up to. Trying to destroy half the set, no doubt. The absolute lunatic. Here we go. Jordon Breaks obviously should have a technical advantage over TK Cooper, who applies his headlock to Jordon Breaks. They've got takeover by Tiggs. This should be an absolute instant classic, ladies and gentlemen, when you consider the sheer quality of athleticism and technical ability. And how about that? And Jordon Breaks, well, shoulders aren't down, and my referee noticing that.
My shoulders are up. My shoulders are up.
Jordon Breaks pointing out that his shoulders are up, and TK Cooper looking for a cradle, and that's how good Jordon Breaks is. Most people would have been wrapped up like a pretzel fancy TK Cooper there, but Jordon Breaks has all the wherewithal to understand absolutely not. TK Cooper in the early exchange realising it's going to take a lot to knock off somebody with the technical nous of Jordon Breaks. Got another tight once again. Beautiful single-legged sweep by Jordon. Rolls Teeks through and takes command. With that waist lock from behind, sweeps over, looking for a cradle of his own. But how about TK Cooper?
Sean, right cannon if you want.
Exactly.
No shoulders.
No shoulders indeed.
Come on, Jordan, you gotta do a bit.
Jordon Breaks. Maybe given a dose of his own medicine, courtesy of TK Cooper there. Jordan's mum will be no doubt paying attention to this matchup very closely. Jordon Breaks' mother, not particularly impressed with TK Cooper's behaviour, and despite having a lot of love for both of these people, and of course, most importantly, her son Jordon, has recognised that there is a lot of anger and a lot of issues between the two. It's really unfortunate when professional wrestling spills out into our personal lives, as it does from time to time, and Jordan's family certainly will be willing him on against TK Cooper here, and here we go. Lovely athleticism with a give up from TK Cooper and Jordon Breaks, to be fair. Both of these men showing that they have all the tools necessary. TK Cooper says, give me a fist bump, let's bury the hatchet, and let's wrestle like men. But Jordon Breaks says, nothing doing, and Lacey Posse not impressed with that. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned crisscross, ladies and gentlemen. Cartwheel escaped by TK Cooper, and Jordon Breaks with a sly smile on his face says, you know what, fair enough, this guy has met me at every session. I think TK Cooper was looking for the sweep, and now Breaks with the hitting combination, 2 count only, but remains in control, and now a cartwheel escape of his own, and Jordon Breaks pointing out to TK Cooper, I'm the very best in the game. Everything you can do, I can do with my own sense of flair. TK Cooper, once again, he's desperate to show some love here, looking for a high five. And oh, well, there you go, a high five from Jordon Breaks to TK Cooper, and now a knife-edge drop by TK Cooper, European uppercut by Jordon Breaks, and here we go. I guess Teek's got the love he wanted, and now we are going to get down to the brass tacks of the matter. Breaks counters those forearms, and now Breaks is lighting up TK Cooper in the corner. Referee trying to create some separation, but Jordon Breaks is having none of it, and I guess that high five was nothing but...
Referee, come on.
Oh, Jordon Breaks is really starting to lose his temper here. It's very rare that Jordon Breaks ever... And I do believe... Well, Jordon Breaks is holding an iron. TK Cooper, I think, accidentally caught Jordon Breaks with the iron. TK Cooper asking what Jordon Breaks' problem is, and it's pretty evident that TK Cooper is Jordon Breaks' problem. Suplex applied, almost a brain buster for Jordon Breaks there. Pinning combination, 2 count only, and well, this is unfortunately been the story of Jordon Breaks and TK Cooper for all the love and respect for each other. And TK Cooper saying it was an accident, that he caught Jordon Breaks in the eye with a straight bum, I believe, but Jordon Breaks is having nothing of it. There's been a lot of accidents in the past calendar year between these two, and I guess Jordon Breaks has had enough of hearing excuses. Fooled me a couple of times, fair enough, but he fooled me the third time. We're certainly not going to have that. And now Jordon Breaks looking to manipulate TK Cooper as he does so well. Pretzel time, baby.
Come on, Matt Raven.
Stop taking the piss! Stop taking the piss!
TK Cooper asking Jordon Breaks to stop taking a piss, and lovely surfboard stretch applied as Jordon Breaks was posing for Matt Raven. I do have it on good authority that Jordon Breaks is definitely one of Matt Raven's favourites, and vice versa. Who isn't a big fan of Matt Raven, the best professional wrestling photographer in the world today? Jordon Breaks now with a vicious forearm shiver to the chin of TK Cooper, and apparently there is no friendship, no love lost here as TK Cooper is being worn out courtesy of Jordon. This is what Jordon Breaks does so well, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Isolating limbs, slowly, methodically dissecting opponents, manipulating joints, applying pressure to pressure points like nobody else. Someone in the audience wants a headlock, and Jordon Breaks says that's not enough for TK Cooper right now. Looking to hyperextend the shoulders, you can see it right there, and lovely technique by Jordon Breaks, always taking the very textbook nature of professional wrestling and applying so much more to it. This is Wrestling 101 with Jordon Breaks' flair. TK Cooper with a little bit of trash talk there. Able to reverse. Now Jordon Breaks escapes beautifully, kip up, and now into an abdominal stretch goes Jordon Breaks. TK Cooper, unfortunately, seems to be a little worse for wear. He says nothing doing, but right now, TK Cooper looking for an escape, slapping there. I don't think that's advisable. Winding up Jordon Breaks even more. You notice the right elbow of Jordon Breaks deliberately jamming into the ribs, and TK Cooper escapes with a hip toss. Lovely power there. Maybe TK Cooper has recognised that he's going to have to use some of that power again to create some separation, but Jordon Breaks is no slouch. Big strong boy in his own right, but he just took a forearm right to the chin, courtesy of Teeks. Cooper trying to measure himself and just stuffs his boot right down the throat of Jordon Breaks. That was a violent big boot in the corner.
Come on, my friends.
Well, once again, a mixed reaction for TK Cooper, and there's been a bit of a mixed reaction for Jordon Breaks, who in the early goings of this matchup was not willing to bury the hatchet with TK Cooper. Irish reversed by TK Cooper. Jordon Breaks comes walking right in to a snap enziguri to the side of the head. Both men looking pretty exhausted, and both men are down here in this singles matchup. I've been reluctant to call this a grudge match, but that's essentially what it is here at Colossus, ladies and gentlemen, between Jordon Breaks and TK Cooper. Bad blood was unfortunately built due to some untimely mistakes, and apparently apologies are not going to be enough, and the story is going to unfold right in front of you here at Colossus. I mentioned earlier, of course, Jordon's own mother particularly displeased with everything that has gone on, especially considering that these two men helped build the land in which we are enjoying right now in Colossus. Lying back elbow, now a clothesline from TK Cooper, looking for an exploder suplex, drops Jordon Breaks on his head, kip up by TK Cooper, and the athleticism starting to show, but that left knee is causing Teague some serious problems as he sends Jordon Breaks up and over, and I think he was looking to drive into him with that right knee, but Jordon Breaks put the brakes on, as he does so often. Pun intended. TK Cooper able to create some separation. Breaks is in a bad position. Good God almighty. Incredible athleticism with that stunning forward flip. Leg drop and 2 count only. Jordon Breaks just able to escape before the 3 count. Well, all of a sudden, this crowd here at Colossus coming alive. The Lossy Posse making it known. It's a split decision, and if it went to the audience, this match will probably finish a draw right now. A lot of people cheering for Jordon, a lot of people cheering for TK Cooper, understandably so. 2 of the more likeable and most impressive professional wrestlers on planet Earth today. Jordon Breaks has TK Cooper here, looking to flip him out, but TK Cooper puts the brakes on. Standing shooting star splash from TK Cooper, garners the 2 count. Now TK Cooper, well, a beautiful head of steam, just drives that Maori-esque headbutt right into the skull. Oh my God. Oh, I tell you what. Well, it looked like a 3 count from where I was standing, but referee was in a good position and says 2 count only. And if it was 2, it was by the skin of Jordon Breaks' teeth. And now TK Cooper is looking to ascend to the top. Taking a little bit too long, might I add, because of that left knee, giving Jordon Breaks enough time to recover, and he does so and catches TK Cooper flush. And Jordon Breaks is going to meet TK Cooper at the top of the Colossus mountain. Upper lock applied, and TK Cooper just slaps Breaks across the face, but all that's done is just apply even more manipulation, but TK Cooper able to escape. Breaks leapfrog over the top by TK Cooper. Now Breaks was looking to put up the boot, able to create some separation. European uppercut by Jordon Breaks. You never truly can get away from the ever-present offenses. A little bit of Ross Abbott action here, courtesy of Jordon Breaks, a true master of the game. And now, oh my God, looking for a hard drive perhaps, and now trying to convert it into a Styles Clash. Does Jordon Breaks. Impressive skill from Jordon Breaks, but not able to cover TK Cooper and take full advantage. Both men are utterly exhausted, as you can see from this stunning singles contest. Kind of expected this to be an instant classic, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, with the added caveat of so much aggression and rage. And now Jordon Breaks finally able to roll TK Cooper through, but Cooper is able to escape, and you have to believe if Jordon Breaks was able to capitalise immediately from that Styles Clash, he may very well have been the winner right now. But unfortunately for him, this match is going to continue. But unfortunately for TK Cooper, that means that Jordon Breaks is going to look to try and damn near dislocate the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder in quick succession. Look at the unnatural way that TK Cooper's left arm is bending, courtesy of the manipulation, a European uppercut. Truly looking to separate that shoulder as Jordon Breaks, and now grapevines the legs, and is looking to put all of his body weight onto the shoulder of TK Cooper, who creates some separation, and now a beautiful inverted fisherman suplex. What a stunning counter by TK Cooper, who hooks the leg on Jordon Breaks and garners a 2 count. TK Cooper, in his own right, taking just a little bit too long to pin Jordon Breaks. Maybe that was enough to create separation. Once again, this crowd with a split opinion on TK Cooper and Jordon Breaks. I guess it doesn't really matter now. whether accidents happen or not in professional wrestling, because things are being settled, and certainly both men are quite happily going to try and manipulate and destroy each other to garner bragging rights to settle their issues here at Coastal Clash 2. And TK Cooper, I think he was looking to apply the same level of viciousness to Jordon Breaks that he applied to him earlier in this matchup, but Jordon Breaks didn't get this far without knowing a counter to every single one of his specialities. Double leg takedown, looking for a sharpshooter perhaps, which is understandable when you consider the left knee of TK Cooper has been worn down over time in this matchup, but Cooper was able to escape. Forearm shiver and a headbutt, and Jordon Breaks going back to basics here. TK Cooper says, "Are you kidding me, sunshine?" Samoan descent. You don't want to be headbutting somebody.
Pass the notice on to you, hence why Jordan's making a mistake here. But you don't know, I'm Samoan!
Oh my God, well, I mean, TK Cooper telling you how it is as he just headbutted Jordon Breaks right between the eyes, but Jordon Breaks is able to counter as TK Cooper came flying in. Armbar takedown, and now looking once again to wear down the left limbs of TK Cooper, and in particular that left arm. Cooper looking to roll through into a pin of his own. Oh no, look out. Oh, both arms have been locked up, and now pinning combination by Jordon Breaks, but TK Cooper escapes and looks for turnabout is fair play. The same pinning combination. Jordon is able to escape, and now Jordon just driving his body weight, looking for that surfboard stretch. While TK Cooper rolls right through into a pinning combination. Breaks escapes with a bridge, and now roll through has both the legs hooked, but TK Cooper is able to escape that pinning combination. Well, the action is coming thick and fast now. TK Cooper says, "You know what, how about I give you a sharpshooter?" There's been a lot of posturing in this matchup, and now monkey flip, escape by Jordon Breaks, just like TK Cooper did earlier in this matchup. And now the sharpshooter is going to be applied by the excellence of British execution, Jordon Breaks. And now, oh my God, well, that's it. That's a tap out right there. The sharpshooter was applied. And by the way, Jordon Breaks bridged on that sharpshooter to ensure that that left knee gave way, and unfortunately for TK Cooper, he is forced to submit at the hands of Jordon Breaks. It was a stunning matchup, but there could be only one winner. That was a stunning professional wrestling matchup with an added bit of heat between two men, and now maybe Jordon Breaks has said, now that the wrestling is done, we can finally put things behind us. Now Jordon Breaks saying, it's done now, we've had the match. He's offering his hand as a show of respect. And TK Cooper begrudgingly gives Jordon Breaks his flowers here in this singles matchup, and I think we're going to hear from Teeks momentarily.
Fair play, Jordon. Congratulations on that. You put a bit of extra on that, there was no need. Now, when Jack started the show, I noticed there were a lot of people that made some noise that they've never been here before. So, just for a bit of context, the last time you and me got into a bit of confrontation, I tried to piece it out with Moon. And these lot, they didn't want to see a handshake, they didn't want to see a fist bump, they definitely didn't want to see a high five. There was a big chance that you and I, the only way we could possibly hash this out is if we kiss.
Oh boy. Well, talk about burying a hatchet. That'll certainly do it. There we go. The Lossy Posse made it clear what they want.
So I will not acknowledge that you beat me today until you give me a big old kiss.
TK Cooper says, we'll bury the hatchet, but we're going to do it true bromance style, ladies and gentlemen. Jordon Breaks is going to lay a big old smack. Oh, baby! Two very handsome men with the lip clasp right there. I think we are well and truly settled here. TK Cooper and Jordon Breaks bury the hatchet romantically and beautifully so here at Coastal Clash 2. Congratulations to Jordon Breaks, who picks up the win over a very game and very impressive TK Cooper, and all is right in the world. And that's right, Matt Raven deserves a kiss too, the handsome beggar that he is. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, has to go to Jordon Breaks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aaron X. Welcome back to Coastal Clash 2, brought to you by Colossus. It is an absolute mammoth afternoon here in Thanet, and we have something quite special on tap once again. The centerpiece, David Francisco, once again presents his open challenge. Unsurprisingly, David Francisco not pleased with the reception he has received for the Lossie Posse here at St. John's Church and Community Centre. A packed out house here to witness some of the best professional wrestlers on the South Coast. And to give him his due, David Francisco, the centerpiece, is very much one of the best professional wrestlers walking this earth today. Unfortunately, he has an attitude that is left a little lacking.
It's not how you spell goals. It's not 1995. It's not 19. I'll do it. I'm going to do it.
David Francisco already scouring the Lossie Posse, looking for any reason, I would argue, to get upset is David Francisco. You want to talk about a male Karen.
Hear me?
There is no denying the quality.
That is not how you spell my name.
David Francisco is monitoring our younger audience. I'm sure spelling comes with time. The centerpiece, he's all over the Lossie Posse, and vice versa, they're all over him, frankly. Ultimately, respect is earned. Arguably Portugal's finest import, ladies and gentlemen, David Francisco, once again adorning himself here at Colossus for Coastal Clash 2. Momentarily, we are going to have an open challenge matchup.
No, shut up, I'm not done. This is until I get the respect I've earned when I do my entrance. I will always grab this microphone and say what I want to say. Earlier today, I was talking to Jack over here, and he was telling me how annoying it is that you talk over him even though he has a microphone, and you keep doing it for everybody because you people are some of the rudest wrestling fans that I've seen in my life. Oh, you don't like when the music gets listened to you, do ya? I am, and I will continue to be the adult in the room, and that includes you. So I'm going to continue to contribute to the dire scene of Margate the way that I have. And trust me, you're at fault because there's a lot of wrestlers that don't want to put up with you. I've opened the Thanet Open Invitational and people continue to take it except one person. Today, the person that took the invitational, that accepted the challenge, is Buck Garcia. I'm sorry, not today, months ago. But then he ran away like a coward, didn't he? He was too afraid of wrestling David Francisco then, and today he knew he couldn't run away anymore. But trust me, after I'm done with him, he's gonna wish he had never come back to a wrestling ring. Now you can bring him out.
Well, obviously, as Dave Francisco has alluded to, Buck Garcia will answer the open challenge. Now, Dave Francisco seems to have his own version of events. This young man was scheduled to face Dave Francisco, was scheduled to answer the open challenge, but unfortunately, due to a family emergency, could not answer said open challenge. So David Francisco, as per usual, twisting whatever he considers the truth to suit his needs. The reality is Buck Garcia was more than ready to face David Francisco the first time round, and is more than ready to face him this time round. Buck Garcia, obviously, will finally have his crack at David Francisco.
David!
No one wants to hear from you. Shut up.
Everyone wants to hear from me.
So, I've spoken to Lacey management, and they have spoken to me about this match, and they have not only agreed to turn this match into a lumberjack match. I'm sorry, but a few of you may not know what that means. That means you can't run, you can't hide, you cannot escape this fight. It's on.
There we go then. Buck Garcia has decided to take it upon himself to turn this into a lumberjack match. David Francisco runs his mouth a lot about how he is running through this roster when he's going to have absolutely no choice but to face Buck Garcia one-on-one. And he's not going to be able to escape because the ring is going to be surrounded by lumberjacks. And for those of you who are maybe not aware of what a lumberjack match is, what it means is professional wrestlers from the Lacey roster will surround the ring and ensure that both competitors remain in the ring. And God forbid if they happen to spill out, and of course, you would have noticed quite a number of your Colossus favourites will be at ringside for this lumberjack match, and Buck Garcia will finally get a shot at David Francisco.
All the wrestlers surrounding the ring are there to make sure neither of them can escape. If they leave the ring, they're going to be chucked back in where they are supposed to be.
It's worth pointing out a number of these wrestlers.
Get involved, and then we score.
As the MC pointed out, MC has pointed out that, of course, the Lumberjacks are here to maintain some form of order, but they are not to interfere in the match per se. If they get in the ring and get involved, they will be disqualified, or at least the wrestler who they attack on behalf will no doubt be disqualified. San Francisco, who for a number of months now has been referred to as the man of zero aura. Bossy Posse's words, not mine. David Francisco will have the opportunity to prove that he can do just that. He will have the opportunity to back up what he's been saying and dispatch Buck Garcia. But Buck Garcia is a very exciting young product, and we are very happy that he will finally have the chance to answer this open challenge. And David Francisco is extra hot, courtesy of the fact that Buck Garcia eliminated him from the single swim rumble. Lovely shotgun drop kick to open things up, and Buck Garcia wasting little time tearing in to David Francisco. And I imagine with all of the disgusting comments that David Francisco made on behalf of Buck Garcia's family, the insults that were levied towards him and his family, Buck Garcia is looking to get his pound of flesh, and David Francisco exits the ring, doesn't want any part of Buck Garcia right now, and here is the X factor of this matchup. There you go, that's exactly what the Lumberjacks are assigned to do, to ensure that David Francisco can't run away and hide from Buck Garcia, who lights his chin up with a blinding forearm to the chin and a knife-edge chop as well. And dare I say, David Francisco finally getting what he deserves, courtesy of Buck Garcia, one of the more exciting products of the TPW Academy. David Francisco able to escape that knife-edge chop, delivers a forearm of his own. And you know what, there's a lot of talk about David Francisco, but I will say, when it comes down to it, David Francisco is one of the better wrestlers, and Buck Garcia recognising the element of the lumberjack match, which is what he asked for, as he ducks the clothes on, and the knife-edge chop sends David Francisco crashing back down to the canvas. Trew, you might have noticed, is one of the lumberjacks, and certainly will be more than vocal, as per usual, as you would expect. Of course, we've already seen Trew and Lacey here at Coastal Clash 2 as Buck Garcia with a roaring forearm in the corner. An Irish whip reversed by David Francisco, sends Buck Garcia into the buckle. Lovely escape there from Buck Garcia, puts the brakes on and delivers a forearm again to David Francisco, and lovely rising knee lift while standing on the apron. Brilliant balance from Buck Garcia. Every bit the athlete here at Colossus, and now looking to springboard in. But beautiful elbow drop from the springboard. Pinning combination, 2 count only. Buck Garcia had enough of David Francisco's mouth, and David Francisco has certainly been running it ever since he walked in the door here at Colossus. This open challenge has certainly reaped great rewards, but it's worth pointing out that David Francisco has taken many a shortcut to maintain that winning record here at Colossus. Buck Garcia is going to have to be very aware of the wily tactics of one centerpiece, David Francisco. Ducks the clothesline attempt, and whoa, hello. Well, I do believe, I didn't see anyone grab hold of David Francisco. I think David Francisco deliberately tripped himself up. There is absolutely no measure this man will not go to ensure some form of advantage. As Buck Garcia finds himself on the outside, and a vicious drop kick by Francisco to Buck Garcia. Well, it's meant to be a lumberjack match, but both men are on the outside as we speak. Nobody seems to be getting involved right now. As soon as you spill to the outside, you are fair game as far as lumberjack rules are concerned, but these lumberjacks happy to let David Francisco and Buck Garcia settle their differences while they are both on the outside, I guess. Barking, particularly at Alex Aces, an individual, of course, who had a crack at David Francisco in said open challenge. Jawbreaker applied by Buck Garcia. Go behind waist-lock control. Rolls up David Francisco, 2 count only. And a vicious lariat. A European lariat from David Francisco to Buck Garcia, and now you see the methodical nature of the dissection of David Francisco. Looking to isolate limbs, pick apart Buck Garcia, and does so. Picked apart his face with that violent kick right across the side of the face, and now just stamping across the shoulder. So I'm talking about David Francisco, the more confident he gets, that is bad news for Buck Garcia, because David Francisco certainly has no problem slowly but surely dissecting and tearing apart this young competitor. European uppercut delivered by Francisco with a thumb. Now looking for a suplex, and Trew certainly seems to be highly invested in David Francisco. Standing suplex applied at the behest of Mark Trew. Spinning combination by David Francisco. Leg was hurt, but Buck Garcia was able to escape before the 3 count. Snapman takeover by the centerpiece. Just drilling that left knee right into the spine. But Buck Garcia once again. We had a number of the lumberjacks trying to will Buck Garcia back into the fight. Dare I say, a number of this roster have quite frankly had enough of listening to David Francisco run his mouth ad nauseum here at Colossus, as Buck Garcia shows a bit of fight, and now a double underhook into a driver of sorts. Looks like an inverted double underhook DDT. Combination 2 count only, says our head official. Francisco is completely in charge of this matchup as we speak. And Buck Garcia is looking worse for wear after every physical outing. Well, this crowd clearly behind Buck Garcia, who's getting lit up. David Francisco asking Buck Garcia to give him his best shot, and he does so, and not enough pepper on those strikes. And David Francisco, to his credit, showing you how it's done. Vicious forearms and a knife edge chop to boot, and now looking for a scoop slam. Got into a scoop slam position, just dumps him down like a piece of trash. A variation of world's strongest slam, drops the elbow as well. Does David Francisco, now hitting combination once again, and Buck Garcia just about able to escape before the 3 count. And it's fair to say that when it comes to experience, even power and size advantage, David Francisco has the edge, particularly when it comes to experience. Francisco has been there and pretty much done it all as far as professional wrestling is concerned on the British landscape. There's no denying the talent and the ability of Dave Francisco. The fact that he left his home country, shotgun drop kick into the spine of Buck Garcia, left his home country so that he could come over here and ply his trade and represent his country as one of the finest technical wrestlers in Europe. Unfortunately, his attitude seems to have just become worse and worse over time, and Buck Garcia is unfortunately going to suffer the wrath of such a bad attitude in this Lumberjack Open Challenge. Garcia was looking for a victory roll there, but Dave Francisco was very wise for that. And now he applies a headlock, a rear naked choke to Buck Garcia. It's fair to say that Dave Francisco, for the most portion of this matchup, has been well in control of the younger, more inexperienced Buck Garcia. No doubt, Garcia has a very, very bright future in professional wrestling. The amount of time he's putting in, able to separate with a stunner of sorts, almost a jawbreaker variation of the stunner. Dave Francisco escapes, Irish whip into the corner. Buck Garcia springboards up to the second rope. Lovely missile drop kick out of the corner by Buck Garcia. Catches Dave Francisco flush, and dare I say, Buck Garcia needs to head to the air as he gets a 2 count out of David Francisco. Took a while to cover there. That's that lack of inexperience I was talking about. So Buck Garcia, I would argue, would have the high-flying advantage, the agility and athleticism advantage over David Francisco. And he's going to have to use every bit of that to try and disable the ample talents of the centerpiece. Francisco's going to have a clothesline, and now a German suplex applied beautifully by Buck Garcia. Wasn't expecting that on my bingo card here in this Open Challenge, ladies and gentlemen. And Dave Francisco looking a little worse for wear now, and a meteor of sorts. Didn't get all of it, but enough. Drove Francisco down into the canvas, and that once again garners a 2 count. But Francisco, to his credit, is able to answer everything that Buck Garcia has thrown at him. And you see, of course, definitely on one side of the ring, the more favourable Lumberjacks who are in Buck Garcia's corner, looking to support him in this matchup, trying to will this young man to what would be an incredible victory against David Francisco, who looking for a timeout and looking to hide behind his portion of the Lumberjacks. And come on, that is not how that is supposed to go down. These Lumberjacks are supposed to be completely unbiased, but they're protecting Francisco. Meanwhile, Buck Garcia takes to the skies and wipes out, one half of the Lumberjacks. And pretty evident that there's a 50-50 split in terms of who wants to support Dave Francisco and who wants to see him beaten and humbled a little here at Colossus. Garcia now in control, reverse DDT position into the eye of the storm. Now hooks the leg, looking for a 3 count, almost got it, but Dave Francisco once again gets his shoulder up. Buck Garcia is going to need every single bit of his arsenal, I think, to knock off someone of the talents of David Francisco. Buck Garcia looking to build some momentum here. Certainly seems to be in control of this matchup finally.
Yes, David! Hey, Buck, come on! David, so sorry.
But look at Francisco bagging off at Buck Garcia. Ran his mouth for so long, insulted Buck's family.
I'm sorry you're so bad at professional wrestling.
He obviously has absolutely no class, and he's going to suffer for that with these vicious roundhouse kicks to the chest. And Buck Garcia has finally had enough. Francisco puts the brakes on. Maybe took a little bit too long. Loading the chamber with that roundhouse kick, and now powerbomb position. Drilled into the canvas as Buck Garcia, courtesy of David Francisco. We could be nearing the end momentarily with that vicious ripcord lariat right across the chest, but Buck Garcia is able to escape before the count of 3. Buck Garcia has shown himself to have a lot of magic and a lot of fight, a lot of heart in this matchup. Francisco's up to the top rope, unfamiliar ground, as you can see, almost lost his balance, but still delivered a clothesline off the top. Some of the Lumberjacks obviously very happy to see David Francisco in charge of this matchup. Once again, the Lacey posse are all over David Francisco with a 0 aura chance. He's absolutely made it very clear that he does not tolerate those chants. He doesn't appreciate them, but he's going to get them whether he likes it or not. One day, David Francisco is going to learn. Looking for his finishing maneuver there, but Garcia was able to roll through quite nicely. This is just a trade-off now between forearm strikes between Buck Garcia and David Francisco. Both men loading the chambers, but nobody coming out on top as we speak. And a vicious knife-edge chop. Francisco and Buck Garcia almost out on their feet. Exhaustion is starting to set in. We have been out here for some time now, and a suplex applied by Buck Garcia follows him in with a pinning combination and a 2 count only. Buck Garcia has got to take advantage of this moment. He's got to take advantage of the fact that David Francisco is on the canvas. Taking his time to measure David Francisco took way too long, and meanwhile a straight left hand to the chin, and now double underhook once again. Well, Buck Garcia able to escape. Francisco count, come on, right in front of the referee. Francisco counted the victory roll attempt, but was using the ropes, and luckily for Buck Garcia, 50% of our lumberjacks were very quick to recognize that fact, and David Francisco would do well to pay more attention to what's going on with Buck Garcia, showing no respect to Ronnie Knox, one of our lumberjacks on the outside. Come on! Slapping Ronnie Knox in the face. The lack of respect that David Francisco has for anybody, much less Ronnie Knox. Ronnie Knox was looking to take a swing, and now things are breaking down real quickly here between our lumberjacks. I was wondering how long it would take, and it is just a Pier 6 brawl here at Coastal Clash 2, and David Francisco is going to be more than happy to just chill out in the background and watch things break down as they are between all of these lumberjacks. And meanwhile, wait a minute, David Francisco was distracting the referee, and you might have seen in the background Chris Oak planted Buck Garcia with a spine buster. That should have been a disqualification. Francisco knows all too well what he's doing, and Chris Oak was the plant. And there's a handshake, and obviously Chris Oak was very aware of the modus operandi for this matchup, and poor Buck Garcia has been wiped out courtesy of a monstrous spinebuster, courtesy of Chris Oak. And now David Francisco is going to pick apart the remains of Buck Garcia and chalk up another dub here in the open challenge. 0 aura is the cry, but I don't think it's going to do much as he's got him up beautifully and now delivers that delayed Uranagi finisher. David Francisco with the pin on Buck Garcia. The damage was done by Chris Oak, and Francisco picks up another win here at Colossus. David Francisco, courtesy of a vicious ruckus, was able to dispatch poor Buck Garcia. But let's not forget the true story. The facts here are that Chris Oak stuck his sizable nostrils into where they didn't belong and delivered a spinebuster to Buck Garcia. He laid the groundwork so that David Francisco could pick up the win here in his open challenge, and Chris Oak certainly looks very happy with his handiwork, and David Francisco certainly would be well to do in showing a bit of love to Chris Oak, and Buck Garcia knows all too well what's gone down here this afternoon at Colossus. Exactly that. David Francisco hiding behind Chris Oak, which is essentially what he did in the closing part of this matchup. Francisco has
I'm behind him.
Go home and
But Garcia, understandably so, extremely upset with just how this match has played out. But once again, David Francisco seems to have an unending arsenal of ability to escape the wrath of what frankly many people, especially the Lossy Posse, believes he deserves, which is a bloody good kicking at the hands of our roster. And David Francisco soaks up the lack of adoration here at Colossus. Coastal Clash 2 provides yet another dub in the win column for this man, the centerpiece, David Francisco. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Coastal Clash 2, presented to you by Colossus. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event, and courtesy of winning the Sink or Swim Rumble last time out, the Rockstar himself, Pulley Adams, is ready to go. This is the man who picked up a victory at the Sink or Swim Rumble, ultimately on the way eliminating his former tag team partner, Didi Tourette, who we hadn't seen for a number of months leading into that. Didi Tourette wanted to try and convince Cody Adams to continue the darker ways of his mentality, but Cody Adams has turned over a new leaf here at Colossus and is looking to make good on that with a absolutely mammoth task ahead of him, facing what is arguably, in many people's estimation, one of the most exciting talents in Europe today. Cody Adams wasting very little time to get out here. His opponent, by the way, extremely popular, extremely talented. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Madrid's freestyler himself.
I think I see where we're going with this one, here.
Here comes an extremely exciting talent, and somebody that you no doubt will be seeing on many a TV screen before you know it. Suplex apparel defined. This is Zaziah, truly one of the most exciting and energetic talents to ever arrive on our shores. Most recently faced Zack Sabre Jr., by the way, in front of a mammoth audience here in England, and no doubt will relish the opportunity to test himself against one of TPW's finest graduates in Pulley Adams. And Pulley Adams has really come a long way since the early days of his career in professional wrestling, but this is an entirely different challenge, and I wonder just how good Pulley Adams is going to need to be to knock out somebody of this level of skill, because Zaziah is a truly spectacular wrestler. Zozaya, all the way from Madrid, in beautiful España, is here to make a mark at Colossus. And oh man, well, this crowd is red hot for Zozaya, and understandably so, rapidly becoming one of the standout names in all of professional wrestling across so many different landscapes, and a truly fantastic professional wrestler. I would argue Zaziah is one of the more likeable men in all of our business as well. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime talent is Zaziah. Generational skills, generational ability, and Pulley Adams is going to need every single bit of his training to survive such a matchup. And here we go, Fireman's takeover by Zaziah, who, as you will no doubt have recognised, is extremely technically proficient in transitioning into a pinning combination, 1 count only. Zaziah testing out his opponent, and dare I say, Pulley Adams is really up against it, particularly when it comes to technical wrestling, because Zaziah looks to pick the ankle beautifully and does so with relative ease, might I add. And now we're going to put a little bit of talk on that left ankle of Pulley Adams. Looking to counter the choke block, great balance and legs all through into a pinning combination. Zaziah just counters that immediately. looking for a little bit of rock and roll of his own kind, and you can see the shoulders daring to separate at the hands of Pulley Adams. Beautiful pin with the bridge by Zaziah, and Pulley Adams able to escape. And I think Zaziah is having a lot of fun schooling young Pulley Adams here in the early exchanges of this matchup. Your main event here at Coastal Clash 2, ladies and gentlemen. Pulley Adams versus Zaziah.
Gracias.
Zaziah looks every star that everybody talks about, and a lot of rumours about where Zaziah is going to end up, particularly by the end of this year. I've worked with a number of talents who are on their way to greener pastures, and there is a strong suggestion that Zaziah will be joining them very soon. Lovely escape there for the full Nelson into a beautiful victory roll of his own, and poor old Pulley Adams is getting every bit of work out from Zaziah. Zaziah with a rub on the head says, fair play kids, at least you've given it your best try. And I don't want to be disrespectful to Pulley Adams, I've even had the pleasure of sharing a room with him myself, but this is an entirely different disposition. And lovely knuckle lock takedown there. Into a hammerlock of sorts is Zaziah, and just looking to garner a round of applause for the Lacey posse. And he's in full control of Pulley Adams, wrist-lock control, as we mentioned. Pulley Adams was looking to escape with a roll through, but Zaziah followed him in, and Zaziah is very much a throwback to the absolute world of sport, European style of professional wrestling, but with explosive athleticism to boot. Some people might argue truly a student of the game. Has pretty much been in control throughout, and once again Pulley Adams looking to alleviate the pressure, but the wrist lock with the roll through, but Zaziah following through, and the escape there by Pulley Adams into a hammerlock of his own. And you know what Pulley Adams is saying? I've got a few tricks under my sleeve too, and let's not forget Pulley Adams is trained by Jordon Breaks and TK Cooper, so he knows a little something about professional wrestling in his own right. Lovely pinning combination there, and Zaziah escapes and back down into the corner. And for the first time we're seeing that Pulley Adams has quite a bit of knowledge in his own locker, maybe not necessarily to the degree of Zaziah, but enough to offer up a worthy challenge. And you don't get to win the sink or swim rumble without being an extremely talented professional wrestler in your own right. A split decision here for the audience, understandably so. Two very likeable men in our business. Pulley Adams, of course, as I said, turned over a new leaf in sink or swim, and still will have the ability, should he need to resort to certain techniques. And Pulley Adams, interestingly, very, very smart by Pulley Adams, because if Zaziah tries to roll over as he was probably going to do so, he might have ended up spiking himself. Pulley Adams seems to have put himself in the dream lock, and now Zaziah is wondering just how to unlock this conundrum. Pandora's box has been closed, and probably with good reason, but Pulley Adams is offering his hand to Zaziah. Not sure if this is an offer of sportsmanship, an olive branch, so to speak, or maybe something more nefarious is at hand, but well, very good from Pulley Adams. Drew Zaziah in quite nicely. I don't think I've ever seen anyone apply such a unique maneuver, drawing their opponent in. Took a little bit too long hot dog in there though, got rolled up into a 2 count. Pulley Adams would do well to take full advantage of Zaziah whenever he can. Zaziah on his feet is the most deadliest of propositions, and now Pulley Adams goes up and over the top, catches Zaziah coming in with a shoulder tackle to the midsection. Rolling in, flips over Zaziah, and now lovely waist lock, go behind, off the ropes comes Zaziah, that's the close on with Pulley Adams, looking for a beautiful spinning neck breaker, maintains control of Zaziah throughout there, neck breaker, garners a 2 count. Pulley Adams pulling out all the stops here in this matchup with Zaziah, emptying his box of tricks, and he's going to have any opportunity in knocking off somebody of this quality. But you've got to give Pulley Adams a lot of credit, ladies and gentlemen. He really has proven himself to be worthy of the opportunity here in this main event here at Coastal Clash 2. For the years since Colossus opened its doors here with Margate and Fanak looking to change the landscape of professional wrestling in Kent. Zaziah was looking for a drop kick. Pulley Adams rather smartly held on to the ropes, comes off the ropes and catches a vicious, maniacally athletic drop kick to the grill, courtesy of Zaziah. And you saw the elevation on that drop kick, and now lifting up Pulley Adams with relative ease to enforce his will. And now a vicious, almost like a back body drop off the shoulder, just drilling him. Combination of a back body drop and a Northern Lights, for many people's estimation. Pinning combination once again, and so very smartly there, Zaziah driving the right palm into the leg of Pulley Adams, making it more difficult for him to kick out or indeed get his shoulder up. That is the variation of the European things. The Spanish style of professional wrestling really is coming along nicely, and you would have seen so many unique methods that no doubt would have been inspired by the likes of the White Wolves. And now that double underhook, big spin, drills poor Pulley Adams. Zaziah really showing off his power here in this matchup, and now a 2 count garnered. Fanning himself, and I think he's feeling the heat a little bit here at Coastal Clash 2. He's certainly in control, and you'll notice very rarely does Zaziah allow any separation from his opponent. That's very smart. He maintains control of him at all times. Very unlikely he's going to get the drop on you. He's not going to allow Pulley Adams enough room to throw any kind of strikes. He's obviously aware of Pulley Adams' ability to, let's be honest, fight a little bit more dirty if he wishes to. But clearly Pulley Adams is still good to go in this matchup. But it's fair to say that Zaziah is in full control once again, just like he was in the early outings of this matchup. Imageries for you, later combined. Big arm shot once again into the corner, and poor Pulley Adams is being quite literally pulled from pillar to post, and Zaziah is having a great time right now, taking a break to discuss with the referee whether it would be in his best interest to call the matchup. Pulley Adams certainly is not going to give up that easy. Zaziah heading to the outside now. Maybe a bit more support from this 50-50 lossy-bossy. Pulley Adams, Irish reversed by Pulley Adams into the corner. And now looking to build ahead of steam and catches a violent kick like El Toro to the face, and it's a 2 count. But my God, did Zaziah rock the chin of poor Pulley Adams, and this is what Zaziah really is making a name for himself in British professional wrestling and beyond, of course. Has all that explosive offense, but really is so good at slowing everything down, slowly dissecting everything. He's in the condition of a lifetime, and it looks like he's going to try and garner a head of steam, but Pulley Adams able to get his shoulder up and gets his feet up as well, and now up to the second round. Now Zaziah is not even going to waste any time. He's going to meet him right there. Pulley Adams looking to fight out and try and create some separation from Zaziah. And now beautiful code break off the second rope by Pulley Adams. Stunning offense, credit to him. Absolute collision city here on Zaziah. Pulley Adams needs to get busy and get working while he has Zaziah on the ropes. Clotheslines are plenty, ducks are clotheslines from Zaziah. Straight back out into the middle of the ring, and Pulley Adams is showing it. He's got a gas tank like no other, and Meteora as well to boot. And Zaziah looking a little bit glazed over right now. Was not expecting this level of explosive offense from Pulley Adams in this matchup. Maybe some classic forming right before your very eyes, ladies and gentlemen. You'll notice, of course, the legendary Matt Raven at ringside, the greatest in the game, delivering some of the best photography you've ever seen. And now, unique, blinding offense there. Grabbed hold of the trunks and delivered a face buster sauce, almost like a skull crushing finale by Pulley Adams. And now,
Rockstar!
Rockstar. I thought he was going to go for a disarmer in this. Well, when you talk about unique offense, that was one right there, using his own arm to drill it across his face. And Zaziah now really getting all he can handle from Pulley Adams. And Adams is smart in this matchup. He's pulling out moves that even I haven't seen before, ladies and gentlemen. And ultimately, if you're going to beat somebody of the quality of Zaziah, you're going to have to go very deep into the playbook. You're going to have to find things that even Zaziah is not going to be able to scout, because he is truly a cerebral athlete. That is applied by Pulley Adams, trying to slow down Zaziah, trying to wear him down, and Zaziah rather smartly drags himself to the bottom rope to create separation. Pulley Adams, obviously, rightly so exhausted, throwing everything he can at Zaziah to keep him down, but he's got to stay on him while he has the opportunity. I understand taking a break, trying to get some air back into the gas tank, but Zaziah, you would do well not to give him any opportunity. And now, well, that's exactly what happened there, as he's able to counter. Harris looks countered again though, and there's that kick once again, and the educated feet of Zaziah really are coming to play in this matchup, as he just booted poor Pulley Adams right across the face. Pulley Adams looks to escape to the outside of the ring for a rest wipe, but he's not going to get one, as he gets a haluva kick right in the face, and then a springboard to the outside with ease by Zaziah, wipes out Pulley Adams. Both of these men expending themselves for the Lossy Posse faithful here at Colossus, and truly putting on a main event worthy matchup. Pulley Adams, by way of his, oh wow, beautiful, just step up springboard into the coup de grace across the spine from Zaziah to Pulley Adams, pinning combination. And I was about to say, Pulley Adams, after winning the Singapore Swim Rumble, may very well be cursing his success, because Zaziah has given him all he can handle. I have not seen Pulley Adams taken this far and to this depth so far in his professional wrestling career, but this is what makes stars out of the true best. This is a truly defining test for Pulley Adams. Zaziah seems to tweak his left knee. You might notice he's not wearing knee pads. Lovely roll up, deep pinning combination, 2 count only, as Zaziah gets his shoulder off the canvas, kick to the midsection. Back elbow by Pulley Adams, looking to build ahead of steam, looking for a discus lariat, but Zaziah countered, he ducks Zaziah's clothesline, and both men take each other out with a double clothesline. Both men thinking exactly the same thing, looking to behead their opponents, and now the referee will exercise his ability for a 10 count. Referee judicious in his 10 count, both men struggling to show him signs of life, but now starting to move at the behest. I doubt either man wants to take a count out in this matchup. Certainly a draw is not going to help us here in the main event. We would like a definitive winner in such a magnificent matchup to close out Cody's Fast Tours. Pulley Adams with the clothesline in the corner, looking to build up head of steam, and Zaziah comes right back at him and delivers a vicious clothesline. Pulley Adams, he's not going to waste any time, and these men seem to have found a second win here. He caught Zaziah coming in, and I believe his shoulder collided with the ring post. That's bad news for the Spanish sensation, and now cravat potentially, oh look at this, a cravat guillotine hold by Pulley Adams. Beautiful technique by Pulley Adams, and as I said before, has really exhausted every bit of his professional wrestling arsenal. And Zaziah, I believe, is out cold, and if that arm comes down 3 times, this match will be over. Here comes the 3rd one. Zaziah could be out cold, but oh man, he's kicked into gear once again, fighting through the adrenaline and just biting Pulley Adams to create some separation. Whatever it takes, that cravat guillotine was on quite nicely, courtesy of Pulley Adams. Going to be a lot of people trying that one out of their training schools in the near future, ladies and gentlemen. Understandably so. Pulley Adams showing that he has been trained to the absolute maximum capacity, courtesy of Jordon Breaks and TK Cooper and Ally. What is Pulley Adams up to? Well, I mentioned the fact that, you know, there's still quite a mentality within Pulley Adams, despite turning over a new leaf and turning his back on Didi Tourette after all the shenanigans that those two used to provide here at Colossus. Zaziah looks at Pulley Adams as if to say what he is doing, and now Pulley Adams must realise that if he nails Zaziah here, he's going to be disqualified, and I think he's in two minds, and Pulley Adams, rightfully so, saying, you know what, I'm going to try and do this the right way. Credit to him, but a Death Valley driver caught him flush. Way too much hesitation. 2 count only. Zaziah has kicked into gear, and maybe Pulley Adams bringing it. Oh my God, a Rough Rider catches him flush in the face, and a 2 count again, and Pulley Adams is absolutely suffering the consequences of deliberating over the use of that steel chair. Zaziah just ferociously explode into life in this matchup, and now he's going to look to make Pulley Adams pay, and whether he used it or not, ultimately the intent may have been there for a moment, enough to fire up Zaziah, who's looking for a deadlift German perhaps here on Pulley Adams. Pulley Adams grounding himself, trying not to allow Zaziah the opportunity to lift him up and over, gets to the ropes to create some separation. The referee's got to exercise his 5 count here, what he should do, and ultimately gets to the 5 count finally, and Pulley Adams now looking to separate in his own right with those back elbows. And back up to his feet. Beautiful head scissors takedown out of the corner by Pulley Adams. Cravat is applied. Wow, beautiful, beautiful cravat-like driver from Pulley Adams, and dare I say, Pulley Adams at this point might be the messiah of the cravat. I've never seen somebody use the cravat in so many different ways. And now a vicious discus forearm to the back of the head. It could be out cold, but Zaziah somehow is able to get his shoulder off the canvas, and this instant classic at Coastal Clash 2 continues. What a vicious, vicious discus forearm right into the back of the head of poor Zaziah, and you can see the limp, broken body of Zaziah, who probably used every last bit of energy he had just to remain in this fight. Pulley Adams, once again, has got to take advantage of this moment. He's got to take advantage of the separation as well. Taking a long time to measure Zaziah, who's able to roar through, picks him on a 5 carry, now a beautiful zigzag. Zigzag by Pulley Adams. Is that going to be enough to dispatch Zaziah? The count is there. Oh, Zaziah had his foot on the bottom rope. Didn't even have the energy to kick out or get the shoulder up, but had enough wherewithal, enough mental acumen to get his foot on the bottom rope. And I think Pulley Adams is pretty distraught at that outcome, but he's going to have to continue here in this main event. He's up to the second rope on the outside, and a vicious flying headbutt to the skull. The rampaging bulls of Sevilla have come alive here, and the Madrid Freestyler delivers a vicious overkill on the Death Valley driver, and that will be that, ladies and gentlemen. Zaziah knocks off again Pulley Adams here at Coastal Clash 2. What a stunning main event to wrap up our first anniversary celebrations here at Colossus. Big ovation. I think a lot of people possibly realise they have just witnessed one of the all-time great matchups here at Colossus. What a stunning matchup between Zaziah and Pulley Adams, and in many months to come, no doubt you're going to see Zaziah on the biggest stage that you could possibly imagine, but people are going to remember the fact that Pulley Adams gave him every single last bit of his mind, body and soul in this stunning one-on-one matchup, and full credit to him.
Hello.
I didn't know Margaret was so hot. Today was raining. What? But anyways, I came here yesterday. Thank you to TK and Emily. They're really good friends. They would always go, come to market. And I go, they will come. And I go, okay. And I had so much fun. This is special. This place is special because it's not only a show, it's a community. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. They feel that. They're adults, and some people have been many drinks, but it's a community. And you can really feel your love inside here. So thank you so much for having me. Also, I gotta talk about you. Well, I gotta talk about him. Yeah, he's good. Jordon, he's very good. He only 2 years, and he's this good. I'm 8 years, I'm old. Hey, what? Well, I was talking to him. He really loves this, and he's passionate about it. He loves this community. He loves the school. He's a health man, and that talks a lot about him. So, I don't know, man. This time I got lucky, but who knows next time? So, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, you're a star, man. Thank you. Not a star. No, not a star. He's not a star. Yo, not a star. He's a rockstar.
Wonderful time of respect by Zozaya, putting over Pulley Adams, and rightfully so after an absolutely stunning matchup. Two wonderful, world-class professional wrestlers closing things out here at Coastal Clash 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed your foray into Colossus this time out. We will be back very, very soon. Be sure to check out Colossus on social media. But from myself, Aaron Nixon, from everyone involved at Colossus, we thank you for joining us here at Coastal Clash 2.
And that, everyone, marks 1 year of pro wrestling Colossus.